Good evening, High Desert community. I am a program coordinator for the Children's Reserve Success Team, which encompasses our foster youth services, our homeless education, and our child welfare and attendance with San Bernardino County Superintendent of Schools. Tonight I'm going to share some details about our foster youth, ask for your help, and share with you how your support can make a difference in our community. Remember that a foster youth enters care at no fault of their own, and honestly, a lot of them are really struggling. Many are clinically depressed. They have suicidal ideations. They blame themselves for the situation that their family is in, and they struggle to comprehend what's really going on. In schools, they're less likely to graduate high school. They're more likely to miss school, and they're more likely to be disciplined than any other students. Foster youth have outcomes of any student subgroup in our school campuses. Just take a second and think about it. There's a reason that youth are removed from their homes, with neglect and abuse being the two most common. Many times, a police officer is involved in the removal. Many were living in traumatic environments, then went through the trauma of the removal, and then the trauma of learning that to live with a new, unknown family that might have different religions, different expectations, different rules, different language, different culture. They don't get to take any of their things with them. It's just a whole new environment that they have to get used to. And they do this over and over and over again as we move our foster youth from home to home and school to school. It's difficult for them to even make a connection or a meaningful relationship. Many are separated from siblings, especially if it's a large family. There's just not space in a household for multiple kids of the same family. The older youth often worry about the safety of their little brothers and sisters, and they see them very infrequently. For many, this trauma continues into adulthood, where many former foster youth experience homelessness, abuse, sex trafficking, and prison. And few graduate college or enter into gainful employment. The good news, we know what one of the biggest factors for overcoming a lot of these obstacles is, and it's education. Education helps stop cycles of physical abuse, drug abuse, alcoholism, poverty, etc. Education builds confidence, knowledge, and experience that carries them all the way into adulthood. So how do we help make sure that our foster youth are getting the support they need to be successful in school? One of the ways is to make sure that we've identified somebody that can make educational decisions on the behalf of the youth. Helping to ensure that a youth is able to have school stability, the services that they need to be successful on a school site, and engage in activities. Education rights remain with a biological parent unless a judge removes them. Education is usually the last right that a judge will ever remove. When a judge removes educational rights, they're supposed to identify an adult known to the child that can take over this responsibility. Unfortunately, a lot of our foster youth, they don't have family, and there's no adult that the judge can identify. In a case like this, the judge has to ask the school district to appoint a surrogate. This is where my ask of you is going to come in. There are restrictions on who a school district can appoint. It can't be a school employee. It cannot be a social worker. It cannot be a group home staff. Schools often call me to assist in this process, and the first thing I ask them is, have you contacted any business professionals from your community? Have you talked to faith-based individuals? Have you talked to any retired teachers in your community that might be able to help you in the short-term need that you have? Many times the district cannot identify anybody because their focus is primarily on education, and sometimes they just don't have the connections in their community. And this is where I envision our community in being able to help. I want to be able to ask the district liaison, have you connected with your local chamber to see if a member of the chamber might be interested in serving in this capacity? Getting our community to support the youth of our community that need these services the most and that need your help the most. This process has a big impact on youth being able to have school stability, graduation options, and to receive needed services. The commitment is often small, once or twice a year for a half an hour, and it's only to make educational decisions. That's it. We're not asking you to take them into your home or any giant commitment. Let me give you an example of the impact. This is Lucy. Lucy is a former foster youth who attended Chaffee Joint Union High School District. Lucy was recently a peer associate with our department, Children Deserve Success, but she left to start her own motivational speaker company. Lucy shares that her father is in prison for doing unthinkable things to her and her siblings, and she was born to a mother that was also in prison when she was born. When in high school, Lucy had a 4.5 GPA, 0 plans for college, and spent most of her days just trying to survive. Now Lucy ended up at University of Laverne on a full scholarship, graduated with BS degree, and has dedicated her life to speaking to other youth with similar lived experience. She shares the importance of resilience in education, and she's clear to credit her district liaison and community members just like you for her success. There are so many other Lucys in our community, and they need you.